What's up, guys? Thanks for coming back to Lockdown Universe. Just wanted to let you guys know that Anchor now is allowing you to become part of the Lockdown Universe experience by becoming part of the subscription. We're only charging $1.99 currently, and we want you to be part of the experience. We're going to offer unheard of whistleblower testimony, as well as government insider information, as well as folks who have undergone hypnotic regression and told us their story. So please tune into that. If you are interested for deeper cuts and deeper information, please consider being part of the subscription. It's only $1.99 and it's definitely worth it. So join in. Let's get to the show. What up, what up, what up? Welcome back to Lockdown Universe, home of the bizarre, peculiar, and unheard of stories of UFO legend and lore. Welcome back. Happy to be back. Hopefully you guys are doing well and taking care of yourselves. So today, I want to talk about an interesting show that is very pertinent to what's going on today in our everyday society. The show is called UTOPIA. It is on Amazon Prime, and if you have not seen it, do yourself a favor and turn it on right now. It's only got 8 episodes, and it is fantastic. So let me give you a little heads up as to why you should watch it and how it's pertinent to our life right now. So the show basically surrounds a few individuals who are investigating this comic, and the comic gives information about the end of the world. What's interesting about the comic is, and the entire story, is that it's basically surrounded around a biopharmaceutical technology that that's going to pump out vaccines that are going to combat a fake flu that is quote-unquote killing people. It's really fascinating. It's really good, and it's like it's prophetic, right? Like, we look at all these shows that we watch on television, and then we look back on them like 5-10 years later, and we're like, God damn, that was prophetic. Like, that actually predicted with like a glow, a nice little sphere, right? A little magical sphere, magical globe that what happened, what is going to happen, or what did happen. So this show basically does that. This show basically shows what happened during the coronavirus, what's going on, and how it happened within, basically 8 episodes. And it's great. If I didn't say it already, it stars John Cusack and Rainn Wilson. Great cast. And John Cusack is freaking fantastic as just this evil dude who's basically the creator of this virus, creator of this entire group that's like, it's just unbelievable. This group that creates this virus, they create an entire world of people, a community of people that are steadfast, that will do anything to keep this thing a secret. They'll kill people, they'll take out people, they'll frame people, they'll put stuff on your computer and fake that you were, trying to review, illegal information, just all kinds of stuff. And these guys will stop at nothing to get this to happen. So the premise is that John Cusack has created this community of people who want individuals to behave appropriately and to follow the rules, and that in order to do that, they can't have the population at 8 billion. It has to be around 1.7 billion. 1950, it was around 1.7 billion. Today in 2021, almost 8. So they realize they have to knock down the population, and that they can continue to live as decadently as possible. But at 8 billion, and then what will be 16 billion by 2050, people are going to have to fight over water, food, resources, and he states that it won't even be a world worth living for at that point, or worth fighting for at that point. And that's what really got my attention in this movie, or this series, is that is it even a world worth fighting for once we get to such a high population and that we've destroyed everything by that point, you know? And so, like, you know, when he's creating this virus and he's creating, you know, the antidote with the vaccine, that he's trying to create a world where people will act appropriately. Like he can actually create this new world, you know, by living correctly, eliminating all this population, and to get people to follow the law. And it just seems like there's so many parallels. Till today, right? It was filmed back in 2019, but it comes out in 2020, and it's like, holy shit, man! These guys like legit predicted like everything that was going to happen. And I mean, I haven't seen other virus movies like Contagion or, you know, other you know, end of the world apocalyptic virus movies, but I have seen this one. And man, did they seem to just knock it out of the park. I think, you know, if you get a chance, you should definitely check it out. I mean, if for nothing else, just to put your life in perspective and put your life in perspective in this virus, in this pandemic that we're in right now. You know, you got to live for today. You got to live as well as you can and do the right things. You know, and there will be a world after this pandemic ends. How long it continues, we don't know, but you know, we do know that there's the possibility and potential for some bad stuff going on behind the scenes. You know, I mean, what's interesting is when we look back in our world, not just a fictional world of, you know, Hollywood and make believe, but in our world, we have the Georgia Guidestones. Those Guidestones are in Georgia. They state that to stay in balance with nature, we need to maintain a population of 500 million or less, which is really low. That's a lot less than the 1.7 billion that they wanted to make in Utopia in this show. But, you know, 1.7 billion is a pretty large number. But what's interesting in that show is that, you know, John Cusack basically says we can't continue the way we've been going on. People have just been like spitting out babies like nonstop, and there's no way that we're going to be able to maintain our quality of life when we can't maintain the population. And he talks about how humanity has basically been a virus itself spreading across the earth, taking up resources, killing off other animals, and eliminating natural resources. Well, what else does that? A virus, right? And it kind of goes back to, like, you know, The Matrix with John Anderson or Mr. Anderson, right? And Agent Smith, where Agent Smith basically says the exact same thing, that humanity is a virus. Now, am I proposing that we are a virus? No. Are we acting responsibly? No, we're not. Right? I mean, we're definitely not. We're not maintaining any like law and order in how much resources we use at all. We can just go out there and you can buy 1 million plastic cups and 1 million, you know, boxes and 1 million of anything. And I've always thought, you know, going back to being a kid, that like, I'm like, why are we just getting box after box of the same cereal? Like, why shouldn't there just be like a big container of cereal at the grocery store? You can bring your own container, scoop it up, or have it dispersed into your container and take it home. But we just continue to pump out stupid cardboard boxes that we don't need. We could just have like the huge container traveled, you know, brought to the stores, and we can put our containers underneath, just like a soda machine, right? You don't need a new cup every time you go up to the soda machine. You just keep the same cup at a restaurant and just keep refilling it as needed. But we are just eliminating resources at the drop of a dime, like we don't care anymore, and that's going to be a problem, you know? So, and we know it's a problem. So yeah, while we have this virus and we have, you know, other things going on, you know, there's bigger things at play, like us dominating this planet and eliminating everything that we need to survive. You know, our pollution has killed off plants. Our pollution has caused all kinds of other things wrong in the environment. Caused acid rain. So, I mean, as we move forward, as we move forward with our children and our children's children, we have to encourage clean living, less of a carbon footprint and, less pollution, clean energy, clean living, less production of unnecessary items, and proper population growth. What's interesting is that, like, on the Georgia Guidestones, they state that we should try to move forward towards creating healthy children moving forward. Like, what does that mean? It means watching how we procreate, like, ensuring that the children that we are producing are going to be as healthy as possible, right? Eating the right things, and that moving forward, we have technology that can change what children will be able to be born with. You're going to be able to have any characteristics change, height, intelligence, eye color, everything, hair color, everything. But, obviously the most important things are intelligence, right? And health. So reviewing that, it's going to be interesting. Are we playing God? Are we doing something wrong? Well, according to the Georgia Guidestones, we have to guide our production as healthily as possible. So according to the Georgia Guidestones, that's okay. Now, am I saying the Georgia Guidestones are, God in itself and we have to follow every law in it? No. But does it make sense? Does what has been transcribed on the Georgia Guidestones make sense? Yes, it does. It does. I mean, 500 million, that could be debated, but everything else on the Georgia Guidestones is pretty much common sense. Have laws, but don't have politicians and corruption, be pervasive. It's like we don't need too many laws. We just need the laws to maintain law and order, and other common sense items on there. So anyway, back to Utopia. Like I said, man, if you have not seen this show, jump on it, check it out. John Cusack's fantastic in it. Rainn Wilson's great too. There's some newcomers in there as well. Sasha Lane, she's great. She plays one of the main protagonists. There's a ton of violence in this thing, though. I'll just forewarn you if you're a little queasy when it comes to violence. Just be aware there's a significant amount of it in there. But if you like a little violence in your action and conspiracy theory shows, well, this might be the show for you. Yeah, check it out. Look at the correlations that happen in this show, and how things play out. It's like everything that every conspiracy theorist, or maybe not conspiracy, about this vaccine have thought, and they predicted it in 2019. Now, what's interesting is that they could have used some of these studies that the government did. I can't remember what year it was, but they did a study about how the public would look upon a SARS pandemic from like 2023 to 2025, and how it would play out in social media, and how it would progress through society, and would people be willing to take a vaccine, and that kind of thing. So it's very interesting to take a look at that. Now, how does this all play into aliens, and how do I tie it back all into aliens? Well, a lot of people believe that, this is all a conspiracy, right? And who's at the head of most conspiracies? The lizard people, right? Like, the reptilians that are supposedly kind of dangling our politicians in front of us. If you believe that, great. If you don't believe that, great too. But it's always interesting to talk about. I mean, there's definitely something to be said for reptilians. Reptilians, if they are what a lot of people say they are, they could be in control of a lot of things. They could be in control of companies, like the biotech company that John Cusack's involved in Utopia. They could be involved in all kinds of things. So it's not out of the realm of possibility. If you don't believe that, that's okay too. You can believe in your own beliefs, and that's what's cool about being here is that we accept people for their own beliefs, because everybody has a different experience, everybody has different knowledge bases, and not everybody knows everything, right? That's why it's cool to give information to each other based on your own experiences, and being willing to listen to other people's experiences, because we don't always know everything. And that is why we're always seeking the truth. We're always seeking more information, because we always want to know what's next. And that's what is also a pervasive plot point in Utopia, is that man is driven by what is next. Not anything else, but what is next. And so John Cusack is always leading to that what is next point, especially towards the end of the show. And it's fantastic. It's a fantastic reveal. The payoff is worth it. Believe me, go check it out. You will not be disappointed. You will enjoy it, especially if you're a John Cusack fan like I am. I'm a big fan. And yeah, that's it. I just want to, want you guys to enjoy something. It is 8 episodes. Each episode's about 50-ish minutes, but it goes fast. You can knock it out pretty quickly in a few nights. So enjoy. I'll be back with another podcast, and I hope you guys are taking care of yourselves, taking care of your physical health, spiritual health, emotional health, following through on your hobbies and your goals and your dreams, and as always, continuing to question the universe around you. Until next time, guys, take care, and Lockdown Universe out.